And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Box Office Shuffle. It's time for episode number 4. This week, we're talking about The Other Guys, which is a film from Chris's collection. We are a podcast where we take our physical movie collections. I'm Thomas, aka Mr. Wartburg. That's Chris, aka Gamma Caruchador.
Yo.
And that's Joe, aka Joe. We take our physical media collections, put them through a randomizer, and it spits out a movie to talk about each week. So far, we've done The Godfather, Galaxy Quest. We've done... Crap, what was my movie? Kingsman: The Secret Service. And now this week, we're back to Chris again, who pulled The Other Guys from his collection. And we'll get at the end of this episode, after we talk about our thoughts on The Other Guys, as well as kind of just general Adam McKay, Will Ferrell collabs in general, since they did so many high-profile ones. Then we'll get through picking whether Joey or I are going next for the collection, and then we'll pick the movie, and maybe give some brief, preview thoughts on it before we talk about it for episode 5. So before we get into it, anybody got anything to talk about movie-wise? Like, I added a couple movies to my collection this week. I know Joey added some physical stuff to his.
Yep.
So what did you pick up, Joe?
I picked up Ted Lasso season 1 through 3. Such a good movie.
I saw that. So did you buy that new, or were you thrift shopping and it's already there somehow?
I bought it new. I was at Walmart just looking for TV series to add and stuff because I was gonna buy Zenith Warrior.
Oh, Zenith the Warrior Princess, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is kind of funny. I like something on the background, and then I saw Ted Lasso. I'm like, well, I gotta buy this. Duh.
Nice. All right.
And then I got into a bidding war for all the seasons of Weeds, and I won it. So
how much did you spend on that? I assume it was eBay.
eBay, yeah, $60. That's with shipping.
That doesn't seem bad. That was what, 8 seasons?
8 seasons, yeah. I've only watched up to, I think, 2 to 3 seasons, and I loved the show, but I'm curious what the after that it's like after season 4.
Okay, so you haven't seen it all. All right. For me, I picked up Constantine, the Blu-ray, and then I got Hancock brand new that had not been opened on Blu-ray. And the third movie, I'm blanking on, but I gotta open up my messages. I wrote it down and I don't have the note sheet in front of me. The third movie was Neighbors, which I didn't own. Which was Seth Rogen,
Zac Efron.
Oh,
okay.
And then the second one is the one that has, is it Chloe Grace Moretz, I think, in the sequel? I think that's her. But she's not in the first one. And Rose Byrne is the wife. She's hilarious. That was one of her first, oh yeah, she's hilarious actors. She's fantastic in that movie. So those are the movies I added to my collection. Chris, did you do anything or watch anything new in theaters or anything?
No, I haven't added. I've actually packed up all my stuff. You might be able to see from behind me. I have things packing because I have to move back home. But what that does mean is that I'll have access to other movies possibly that I didn't actually bring with me here. So I might be adding some retroactively, kind of.
Totally fine with me. We'll update the spreadsheet. Yeah.
But the only other thing is, while I was packing, I totally forgot that my brother got me one of those CD cases, that zips open and has all the flaps. He had it. I think he got it from somebody. But it has every season of Monk in it.
Ooh.
So I've just been watching Monk 3 or 4 episodes a day.
Heck yes.
I think I started probably I think I started on Sunday of last week, and I'm already on disc 4 of season 3. So
nice.
I'm just flying through. It's such a good show.
It really was, man. It was
great.
And we brought it up because of Galaxy Quest. And what a world.
And I've been seeing so many actors from Galaxy Quest as well. I've already gone through there was an episode with Enrico
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who played Mathazar, the guy who died in by getting shot, where he does the whole by Grepthar's hammer line for him.
Oh yeah.
I saw him in an episode already. I'm seeing so many cameos. Sarah Silverman was in an episode.
Yep.
I just finished an episode where Mako, the guy who voiced Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender, was in an episode. And I was like, what? It's Uncle Iroh. I'm loving all the cameos. It's so cool. but it's great to get back to a show that, like, I remember watching that when I was going through high school and junior high and high school, and it was great.
Yep. Yeah, that's been on repeat at our house. My dad just finished up Monk. He's on Jag. Watching old the old Jag, the prequel to NCIS, which, remember,
Yeah.
NCIS, one of the longest running shows on TV. It's a sequel series that had a backdoor pilot in Jag. Like that universe has been going on since the early 90s. It's insane.
And I'm excited to get back home because I believe my parents have all of the seasons of Castle. So
I remember you.
You
number
got
of
me
years
into
ago,
Castle.
a number of years ago, I got Chris into Castle because I was big into it in its early seasons as well. Because Nathan Fillion's awesome, and then I go visit Chris in Chicago, and he's just got we bought all the DVDs, and it's just on TV and on like a loop.
Because my mom is somebody who she has all of the seasons of NCIS. Whenever she's cleaning or cooking, she'll just put on a disc of NCIS and just watch it. So Castle was new. She loved Nathan Fillion, like, from the first couple of episodes, and like we just started watching it as a family. We would sit down for dinner, we'd put on an episode, and my mom fell in love with it, so she got all of the DVDs for that. So I'm excited to go back and watch that, because I was literally thinking recently, I was like, man, I haven't seen Castle in a while. I should have stolen those from my mom, but I'm not that bad of a son.
Yeah. But, well, now you have them again. And speaking of physical media, let's get into this week's movie, which was The Other Guys. So, Chris, it's your movie. You're driving the bus on this, so take us through the fact sheet for the audience.
Hell yeah. All right, we're watching The Other Guys, or we did watch The Other Guys. Came out in August 6th of 2010. So it's a 14-year-old movie. Like,
almost to the day.
2010 is when I graduated high school. So it is pretty old, like, from my recollection. Like, I actually don't think I watched it for the first time until maybe 2014 though. But it is a decently old movie, and we'll get into it a little bit later because the whole credit sequence and how 2010 versus now is mind-boggling. But this movie was directed by Adam McKay, who also co-wrote it. Chris Henge was the other writer on this. The fourth collaboration between Will Ferrell and McKay. Previously, it was Anchorman, and then I think it was Step Brothers, and then Talladega Nights. Then it was this, and right. The fifth and most recent one was Anchorman 2.
Plus some Funny or Die stuff with Baby Pearl.
Yes, he did some Funny or Die stuff. He also directed The Big Short, which I think The Big Short is more leans towards drama than it does comedy, though it has comedy elements to it. I mean, I don't know if you can have a movie that doesn't have comedy if it has Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling in it. Like, those two.
Yeah, that's a movie that's like framed as you have to laugh to survive how bad the story is, like in real life. Like, we got so fucked, you have to laugh, or you're gonna want to kill everyone.
Because it's, I mean, it's listed on IMDb as a dark comedy.
Yeah,
for
like,
sure.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen it, but I've heard some things about it, and I would love to see. Because I love Steve Carell. I would love to see that. And then he did one with Channing Tatum that was more of a serious role. It was like a boxer or a UFC fighter. And Steve Carell was the
wrestler
manager.
One. Foxcatcher.
Yes.
He directed Foxcatcher?
No, he didn't direct Foxcatcher, but I was just saying that.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound right.
I would love to see Steve Carell do more
apparently that movie was fantastic.
Yeah, I think if we ever watch it, I think Steve Carell was up for like best actor or best supporting actor in, maybe not in the Academy, but Golden Globes, that kind of thing, SAG Awards possibly. But anyway, back to the not dramatic in any way whatsoever movie, The Other Guys. It's an hour and 47 minutes long. There are actually 2 other versions. Can't remember what they called it, but there's a version that's actually 4 minutes shorter for some reason. And then there's a version that is the unrated version, which is about 10 minutes longer. And we were watching it, and even Wahlberg brought it up near the end. Like we noticed some stuff that was missing that we.
So I must have seen the unrated.
Seeing. Yeah. Do you remember the scene where Mark Wahlberg's character goes to an art?
Yeah, the art gallery scene.
Yeah, that's part of the extended.
Yeah,
and I thought I was waiting for that because I love that scene. I think that scene's
just because he like fucks with everything, and then everyone stops and realizes, oh my god,
yeah,
he's made it better.
It's definitely the comedy in this movie is definitely dated, 2010,
oh, yes.
and making fun of LGBTQ stuff. Definitely wouldn't pass.
Well,
now.
in fairness, I think what he's trying to do is make fun of the people making fun of that.
That is true,
but not doing a good job of it.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
That's why I don't think it would fly. But yeah, I think that scene usually comes right before he meets Will Ferrell's character at the bar. I think so. That sounds right. Then goes to the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was a $100 million movie, which honestly is kind of surprising with all of like the stunts that happened. I feel like this is a low budget.
Well, shooting in New York ain't cheap. I know they did a lot of it in Albany and stuff. They weren't all in New York City, but still, it's not a cheap place to shoot.
But what I'm saying is, like, I thought it would cost more.
Oh, I thought it was shot. This is a lot for a comedy.
Yeah. I thought it would be like maybe $200 million because of that, with all these stunts, all these like explosions, special effects kind of deal. And then you have all of these actors. You have Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, Michael Keaton. You have Eva Mendes, Samuel L. Jackson, Dwayne Johnson, Ray Stevenson, Rob Riggle, Damon Wayans Jr. You got Ice-T. You even got Derek Jeter. Like, that's a lot of names that are pretty big. And it was only 100 million. I feel like in the MCU, 100 million of a movie's budget is going to Samuel L. Jackson playing like Nick Fury. It just seems low for what the movie produced, honestly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it did make its money back, 170 million worldwide. Yeah, I mean, I feel like comedies don't really make a whole lot of money, so being able to go, or at least in box office, I feel like you don't see comedies do extremely high stuff. Maybe Deadpool, but that's kind of a different case.
And actually, I would argue that like this is one of the last movies that was in that they could still bank on making money on the home release.
Yes.
When they had the DVD and the Blu-ray coming out, they could still bank on making a big chunk of change, and I'm sure they did. And then going forward, especially with like Anchorman 2 didn't make that much money. I don't remember it being a huge hit. And then other action comedies didn't hit as hard and didn't make as much money. So then Fox is sitting there going like, yeah, we're never making this Deadpool movie. Nope, just ain't happening.
Right.
Like the comedy thing, it just doesn't work. Doesn't make the money we need for the risk involved. Until somebody may have accidentally released that footage on purpose or otherwise and changed the game, but that's a different movie altogether. Maybe we'll talk about that when we get to Deadpool if it happens.
Yeah. But I feel like the comedy genre is just kind of, it has definitely been affected by streaming and all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't. I have a thought that comedy movies usually do better when they get to the home release because of DVD sales and all that kind of stuff. But with no DVD sales and physical media dying out, apparently, they've just kind of gotten lower and lower, and
because you need it to be
and all that kind of
you
stuff.
need it to be kind of a cult thing to bank on that.
Yeah.
Like you need you need that word of mouth that you don't typically get with streaming films.
Mhm.
You know, like in just streaming media in general, you don't get that hit.
Right.
I think of the comedies that were like non HBO, I mean, maybe Ted Lasso. And again, that's TV related because you got the weekly, you get the build up and
Yeah.
the cadence of that weekly coverage and release. You don't get that for a movie. It's a one off,
Right.
right? So it's inherently riskier. You don't have anything to fall back on physical media because you're probably not producing it as much. And you're not going to put it in theaters because history tells you box office wise it's not going to make its money. At least that's what the numbers would suggest.
Right.
And you know, it just seems like it's a dying breed. There's still some good ones though.
Oh, there definitely
This was
are.
definitely the kind of tail end of that era of theatrical comedies
Yeah.
though.
Like
Yeah.
this, maybe 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, similar vibe,
like-
you know. Similar era.
I remember one that was along the lines of both of those movies. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Let's Be Cops.
Yes. And that actually had
Yeah.
I believe, was that not one of the Wayne's guys that was in this? Was in
I
that?
believe so. I think it was
Oh,
Wayne.
what was his
It was
name?
him and Jake
Damon
Johnson
Wayans Jr.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
him and
Damon
Jake
Wayans
Johnson.
Jr.
And then they would do, I think, was that during the run of New Girl or was that before they got on New Girl?
I
think that might have been after
I
New
think
Girl
it
hit
was-
peak.
Yes, it was definitely after that. Because I remember watching some episodes of New Girl, and then I saw Let's Be Cops in theaters. Like, me and my friends went and saw it on
When
a
did-
whim one
When
night.
did New Girl start?
I mean, I think I saw.
It started 2011, so this
let's-
would have been one of Wayne's projects before, because he was in the pilot, and then he left New Girl for a while,
Yes.
and then he comes back.
Yeah. But this was when did Let's Be Cops come out? Was that 2012, 2013?
Let's Be Cops. Yeah, it was like Let's Be Cops was 2014.
2014.
So
Okay.
definitely like peak New Girl height. Those two got
Right.
cast in a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, and it was I thought I've only seen it once, but I remember it being hilarious. I definitely want to see it again. That's another one that had Rob Riggle in it. But like even that one, nobody really talks about that one ever. That's supposed to be a buddy cop movie. That's a comedy, but it was
It was
already on the way
comedy.
out. That entire genre just seems to kind of be dying out due to Hollywood, CEOs, and creativity. being
Algorithms
shunned
say
for
comedy
money.
bad.
Yeah. Yep. Which is unfortunate. But it is kind of just the way the world works. Anyway, back to the other guys. It was nominated for 15 award. It won 3 according to IMDb. One of those wins was an honorable mention, which they called an honorable
That don't
mention a
count.
winner.
I know
It-
America,
it
everybody
was-
gets a participation trophy, but that shit don't count.
No.
Like there were categories, and then there was a winner, and then like 4 losers, and then there was a section that's just honorable mentions, and it just says all winners for honorable mentions. I'm like, that's not how anything works.
Bad
And-
system,
and
IMDb.
Yeah, and one of the wins was just top box office movies of the year, and it's just an entire section of like the top 15 box office movies saying all winners. She's like, that's not real. The only real one was IGN's best comedy movie of 2010, which that's the most prestigious award they won.
That's
but
a
I
lot
don't
of comedies though. Like I will say, like Joey, like you remember we did our school's like drama club was really just an excuse for our speech coach to write comedies. Like we would
Yeah.
do movie parodies as scripts in a 15-minute kind of like thing. We did like Lords of the Coral, where we had to take the evil dramatic script into the fires of Mount Doom, you know, and
Yep.
destroy it. Stuff like that, like over the top comedy, making basically parodying the whole thing of, yeah, we know we're not a drama, we know you're not gonna let us win anything, but fuck you, we're gonna have fun. Like
Yeah.
that was our whole
Dude.
vibe, and we never won anything, even though we absolutely should have. Like our
We
school,
won.
well, we went to all state, but we
2009
never
All-State
we never
performance.
had a chance
Right.
to win at Allstate because the judges at Allstate are not the typical judges, and they're like,
Yeah.
we gotta have the drama and the stuff, people who don't follow the rules, but it's sad, so they gotta win. It's like bullshit.
It's
Bullshit.
There's a whole I never like this
we-
kind of judging because I don't know. There's always serious stuff for the core reading, and
Yeah, the one
not
that
a lot of comedies won at all. I think at all.
they never did. If we couldn't,
We
nobody
always
did.
get there,
And
but
that's
it's
not
just-
like pat ourselves in the back. We were great. Do you
Yeah.
remember Pirates of the Coral Bean?
Dude, it was awesome.
We had a 45-second I don't want to work. Because you can do the blocking with wood boxes. We
Yeah.
choreographed like a drum line out of those to I don't want to work. I just want to bang on these drums all day. It was absolutely amazing. And we're in C.Y. Stevens Auditorium, which is Iowa State's theater space. That place was electric, dude. Like I was an understudy, because there was only 15 people that could be on the stage, and in our 80-person school, like 45 people or maybe 50 would be in the speech program.
Yeah.
That's what we called our drama club. So that there were only so many slots on the stage, but I helped with some of the blocking there. And dude, that place, it exploded. It was awesome. And we were in there all day. Nobody got a pop like that. And we weren't even in like the honorable mention, like top 3 thing, which was like, and other speech coaches would come up and tell us, yeah, that was the best thing here.
Ugh.
Like, it's bullshit.
I
so
hold a weird
stupid.
chip on that.
It's because they don't like drama. Like, or they don't like comedy. They love the drama. Like, comedies always get the short shift.
because we did a core reading or choral
Your
art
Harry
thou
Potter
based on
one.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
And that one too.
And we had
Oh,
we got performing at Allstate. I'll never forget that because that
the
was
great
just
one.
so
I love that
good.
one. That was so good, dude.
Ugh.
And the Harry Potter one, I can't believe you guys got away with some of the stuff you did. There was so many euphemisms in that one. It was bad.
Hold on. Is there
They did a whole
video proof of any
Yes,
of these?
there is of that one. There was
There
a whole
is.
sequence where Joey's group they made in character like they were supposed to be acting like a pop-up book, and it actually like blocking wise was so cool. They'd have like everybody else would lay down, like the 3 people doing the scene would stand up and act it out, and then they'd lay down and the other scene would pop back up. It was super well timed. Like they absolutely nailed it. And they had a whole thing where somebody had to get stabbed with a sword. I
The
can't-
giant
Joey, and who were you? Who was the other guy?
It's on Jellyfin. It was me, Feener, Greg.
They were basically they formed a giant vagina to get stabbed with a
Or
sword.
like essentially like this.
and
on the other side.
they held a guy out of the sword and just
Yeah.
rammed him through the hole.
Piled the sword multiple times, shoved him in there.
It was
And it was
amazing.
oh,
And the pop-up thing was set to a group of girls in the back doing a choir scene. There was like 3 or 4, like singing the story as they did the
Yeah.
pop-up actions, and it was actually really cool. And they never won anything. It was bullshit.
yeah, no.
Can we like make a goal that we'll watch that in the Discord?
If
for
we can
something?
find one, because that's what always takes me off. Because we would do a dinner theater, and we would pack our school gym. Like
I have that
we'd bring
recording.
in pizza buffet and have a whole thing. It'd be a huge community event, raise a lot of money for the program. But we never properly recorded them. Like my era, we didn't. Joey was a few years younger. I think his Harry Potter one got recorded. Nobody has
Yeah.
them, and
I have them on Jelly.
they're these like memory hold things. Like all the old ones that like they were genuinely great productions. We just don't have
Yeah.
recording anywhere. It sucks.
Oh man.
Because they were awesome. They were so much fun. And I wish I could show them to like my younger cousins that are now in school and like are doing speech, like, because they don't like it because like, oh, it's all serious and the coach sucks. And I'm like, this is what it could be.
Man.
This is what it should be. It should be this
Yeah.
fun. Ah. But anyway, that's enough of me ranting about comedies always getting screwed. Anything else on the other guys?
Oh man, I don't even. Oh, we were just talking about awards.
Not that I think this
Oh,
was
you
in
know-
a particularly award-winning film.
right. I mean, just some interesting facts. Apparently, Samuel L. Jackson's part was written originally for Michael Chiklis from The Shield.
I didn't know that.
Also, Ben Grimm from the first 2 Fantastic Four movies. Which that would have just been so funny to watch Michael Chiklis jump off of a roof. Like that, it doesn't make sense that he would do that, but
him and Dwayne Rock Johnson, I mean, it works.
oh, I can visualize it. I can definitely visualize it. It's just going from the Shield to
oh yeah, it'd have been weird.
Dumb cop that's too egotistical and jumping off it's just crazy to think that would even happen. But yeah, I don't know if they chose this specifically, but Will Ferrell's character likes Little River Band. Little River Band wrote a song called "The Other Guy," so I don't know if that's why the movie's named that "The Other Guys," or if he likes Little River Band because of it being named "The Other Guys." I don't know. But the last one that makes total sense, and I appreciate Adam McKay even more. So the front of New York's Trump Tower is featured in the opening sequence. Donald Trump always granted permission to film on his properties on the condition that he be given a cameo. He filmed a brief appearance as a TV commentator, and then Adam McKay cut it because he said, "I would have felt gross every time I watched it."
Yeah, McKay's, I believe what the term is, raging liberal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Adam McKay cameoed as Dirty Mike.
And a radio operator. I'm pretty sure he was a guy on the radio.
Was he?
When somebody's like telling Ferrell that they found his car, I'm pretty sure that's McKay. It sure as hell
that it's
sounds
just
like
his
him.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, Dirty Mike, Adam McKay.
Dirty Mike and the boys
in the back of Prius.
Thanks for the F Shack. So we were talking with Jaron. He was one of our Discord community members that was watching the movie with us. We do that in Discord as well. And one of these days, when I can actually put in links in the description, I might put in a temporary link for the Discord call. So we can, if you want to join us, you can. But I know this was a movie that he just bounced off of. Like I believe his quote was, he got 30 minutes in and was like, "I'm done," and he stuck it out. To his credit, he stuck it out.
Yeah.
For me, watching it for the first time in probably a decade, there was a lot I also bounced off of that I know I remember loving when I was much younger.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys were on the opposite end of that spectrum from what I was feeling on the Discord call. So what's your overall takeaways from watching the movie?
Joey, I've been talking about.
Oh, you're good.
Go.
For me, it's an immediate, like, I would collect this in my physical collection. It's a good comedy to kind of put on, and I'll sit and watch the whole thing. I'll quote it to myself, and I'll quote it to people at work, and it's, I don't know. I kind of grew up with it, so it's just like Dirty Mike and the boys, just things like we quote stuff like that on the golf course to each other, people like that, like the F Shack and golf cart references and stuff, and I don't know. It's a good movie. I like it, and yeah, some parts did age quite a bit, but what do you do?
Mm-hmm. Chris, what do you think?
I kind of agree that there's definitely some comedy that has aged a little bit poorly, but I also think that there's some comedy that's still extremely funny. I think the whole bit of Will Ferrell being Gator and being a pimp and not realizing that he was a pimp for so long is really funny to me. And like Joey said, like, this is one that I would sit down and watch beginning to end. And I'm one of those people who, when I'm just watching a movie alone or something, if somebody says something funny on the screen, I'm going to repeat it immediately because it's hilarious and I'll just be laughing at it. I feel like this movie is very quotable. Aim for the bushes.
Okay.
Gator needs his gat.
Yeah,
Like
Gator needs his
I
gat.
remember saying those things all the time after I watched it.
For me, it's the Ray Stevenson. Someone's been playing Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yes.
That and
Where'd you learn to drive?
I'm not
like
wearing a
this?
Hawkeye hat now, but one of the Iowa Hawkeye all-time greats was Luca Garza, and his nickname was the Peacock, and like that's what his dad would always post the "you gotta let the peacock fly" when he would have a great game. It was always a great thing in the fandom, and like that movie would get quoted because of that specific line so much in the fandom. It was a lot.
But I mean, I'm glad I have the movie in my collection for sure.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't buy it. I believe what happened was my brother and sister-in-law, we do a like a Secret Santa thing at Christmas, and my sister-in-law got it because she loves that movie. But then she and my brother went to her family's Christmas and she got it again. So they were just like, "Do you want this?" I was like, "Sure, I'll take it." And so that's how I got this. I got it on a whim, and that might have been the first time I saw the movie. So this was probably 2016, maybe. Oh wait, no, it had to have, I think I saw it before then. I had to have seen it in college, and then the next time I saw it was then. But that's how I got it, and it's just like I didn't go out and search for it, but the fact that I got it, I'm super happy that I did because it's freaking hilarious. I would go search for it.
Yeah.
We'll put it that way. Long-winded, but that's what I do.
Yeah, I feel you. Yes, for me, I do own it on Blu-ray. I got it I upgraded it recently from DVD to Blu-ray just at a thrift store. I found it for $3. Was like, I'm gonna buy that. So I definitely just upgraded that on my own side. Solid movie. I don't know if I would rank it very high. I don't know where it would fall on the Adam McKay, Will Ferrell scale for me. I still think Step Brothers is the peak, and then
That's the
Anchorman,
one I haven't seen. Yeah,
and then maybe this, and then Talladega Nights is just it's too over the top for me. And then Anchorman 2 is just not as good. You know, it's definitely one of those like, yeah, this could have just been a draft that somebody said it's fun, but not needed. Got some great stuff in it individually, but it just doesn't work as a movie as much as Anchorman. I think the moments that was in that era that these were in just kind of passed it by the time the sequel came out.
yeah. I was never a huge fan of Anchorman. I saw Anchorman, and it just didn't stick with me. But I love Talladega Nights. I haven't seen Step Brothers fully. I've seen clips. Other Guys is hilarious. Anchorman 2, not super great for me. So the whole partnership of Adam McKay and Will Ferrell is just kind of hit and miss for me. But this was a hit.
Well, do you guys know how that blew up?
What?
No.
Their partnership, like why it doesn't. I believe it had something to do with this new the HBO series, that Winning Time, the Lakers series. He wasn't cast. I think it was Jerry Buss that was the role, even though John C. Reilly was absolutely like, go look at Jerry Buss and look at John C. Reilly, and you're like, yes. But Ferrell really wanted the role, and it actually led to them like kind of just like, nope, Gary Sanchez Productions, we're done. You know, we're not gonna really work together anymore on anything. It was more just clean parting of ways, and they moved on. And Winning Time only lasted, I believe it was just one season. But I didn't actually end up watching. I've seen clips of it. There's some great stuff with there from, oh my God, who played the coach, who played Pat Riley. He starred in Predators. And The Pianist.
Oh.
Adrian Brody. He played Pat Riley.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As well as, obviously, John C. Reilly playing Jerry Buss.
He was in Predators?
Yeah, he was the lead of Predators.
The one with Donald Glover?
Donald Glover isn't in Predators. Is he?
Topher
Topher Grace is in Predators.
Wait.
Predators is the one where they get kidnapped, taken to an alien planet, and hunted by predators.
Gotcha. I was thinking Aliens, where the direct sequel was
Gotcha.
just
Same
Aliens.
Universe. Ish.
Right. Predator 2 is Danny Glover.
Danny Glover, not Donald Glover. That's Childish
say
Gambino.
Donald?
You did.
Did I say
I
Donald?
was like, wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
I don't think he was quite a big enough name there yet.
No, I knew it was Danny. I knew it was the guy from Lethal Weapon. It's just it came out wrong.
Fair enough.
This is America.
Indeed.
There are a lot of predators here.
Indeed. I'm actually looking forward to his new movie. That one where he's playing like a musician guy that's been a loner, and then like the end of the world happened and he didn't know.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's the trailer came out a few weeks ago. I'll have to check that out. But so should we? Speaking of movies and other things, should we get on to what our next film's gonna be?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's get it done.
So I'm gonna go to our Wheel of Names scene here. But first, we need to decide whose wheel. So I've got a coin here. Gamma, since it was your list, I'll let you pick heads or tails. Call it. You can call it right now.
I'm gonna say tails.
Okay. I should say. I'm gonna be.
I was gonna say that means nothing.
I meant to say. You
Yeah.
give us who's who. That's what I meant to say. Like you tell me whose heads, whose tails.
We're just gonna flip a coin to see if you can get it.
I didn't quite complete the loop.
Yeah, just go ahead and flip. Tails wins.
Yeah. Yeah. You tell me who heads is which side is who. Because it's me and Joey.
I'm gonna say because Joey's first in the call and you're last. We're gonna go heads is Joey and tails is
all right.
Warburg.
I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget.
I've got it in my brain.
Tails.
Heads is Joey, tails is Warburg.
Okay.
I was tails
tails
first.
is Warburg.
Here we go. Well, I didn't flip very well.
The titty catch.
Okay. It is heads.
All right.
I didn't flip it. You can see it there. Focus.
Double-sided.
Focus hand.
Wait, show the other side of the coin. I
the other
saw
side's
a
the head?
episode where there were double-headed.
This ain't a Batman villain thing, okay? All right, so I'm
Two face.
gonna load up Joey's list,
Oh dear
which
God!
means it'll be my list. Follow, and then we'll reshuffle the order.
Could you imagine if it's Godfather again?
Oh, you would hate it. You'd hate it.
I would hate it so much.
All right, so here we go, and I will spin the wheel.
I would go seek out some mafia member to disgruntle so that I could die.
All right, it's closing. It's ending. The world is not enough? The world is not enough.
Bond.
James Bond,
Oh,
baby!
James Bond, the world is not enough.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, we're going with a James Bond movie.
Wait, is that the shitty one with the tidal wave? Or is that tomorrow or... Which one's The World Is Not Enough?
Who?
That's a Dennis Quaid.
That's
Yeah.
not... He wasn't...
Or
He
not
was never a
Quaid.
Bond.
No,
What am I
Pierce
thinking
you mean
of that?
Lazenby?
Pierce
Pierce
Brosnan.
Brosnan, yeah.
Why did I think that's
The World
Dennis
Is Not
Quaid?
Enough.
Can somebody
Was that
put
his
me out of my
first one?
misery?
Was that the
No,
first one?
I think GoldenEye was his first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I want to
The world
say.
is not enough. Is that the one with...
Is this the one with Halle Berry?
No, that's Tomorrow Never
No.
Dies. Oh, this is
That's
the news
Tomorrow
one,
Never
right? Where the villain's the... Okay.
Denise Richards. This is the Denise
Spoilers!
Richards one. Okay. Guys, did you know that Judi Dench is in the Bond movie? That's crazy.
Man, there's so many Bond movies, I legitimately could not remember which one was which.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. I loved the campaign of this game on the N64.
I think I had this one on
It had the
PlayStation.
blue cartridge. I still have it. When we do this episode, because I'll probably be back home, I will grab my blue tomorrow. World Is Not Enough N64 cartridge.
James Bond,
Will features it.
The World Is Not Enough.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I've ever seen this one. I've seen GoldenEye.
GoldenEye's so good.
GoldenEye is incredible. Famke Janssen.
I never wanted to be squeezed to death in my
Seen
life until I
Bond?
saw that movie.
Tomorrow Never Dies has
Whoa.
I believe it's Michelle. Is that one? That's the one with Michelle Yeoh, right? Where she plays like a Chinese agent, and it's like the news agent.
I don't. Wait, Tomorrow Never Dies, or which one?
No, I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah.
It's
Because leading actresses is
Tomorrow Never Dies. No?
Yeah, that's Tomorrow Never Dies. That's the one with the crappy CGI tidal wave.
Yeah, the one with like the stealth boat thing.
Sure, if you want to call it that. It's definitely one of the worst CGI things
Yeah.
in history.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh was in Tomorrow Never Dies.
Which is the one with Halle Berry.
No, that's Die Another Day. Different Die. Different way.
Don't get your guys confused.
So yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies is 1997. World's Not Enough in 1999, and then later on in the early 2000s would be Die Another Day, which was the last Pierce Brosnan film.
Oh, can they?
That's bad. That's really bad titling.
It's like the Fast and Furious franchise. Just put a number at the end, you bitches.
Well, but then they reboot, and it's a different Bond. That's what I love about the Bond films. It's just it can be so different era to era.
Yeah.
That's true, but also.
Oh wait, I'm on the wrong scene again.
But also, you got to think of Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Oh, I guess they did Amazing Spider-Man.
All right, well, we're back on the main scene here
Oh.
for our outro. So our next film will be James Bond, The World Is Not Enough, which is a film from Joey's collection. It's a film from 1999, premiered in November. That's just some basic facts. It was one of the Pierce Brosnan Bond films. And we'll have to dive in on that in about 2 weeks' time by the time you see this. And then there may be a slight break, as you could tell from earlier in the episode, Chris is moving, which means the production schedule for this podcast, as easy as it is, will probably be impacted by the fact that he's going to be busy moving. Because things happen.
Yes.
So stay tuned to social media, and if you're already somebody that's in our Discord, we'll have the information for you there in terms of when the next episode will be. And then maybe gotta start talking with Fusion because we'll be getting towards the fall about doing a little Halloween, two-parter. We could do, the 2 episodes in October might be, spook/Halloween time themed films from his collection.
That would be terrifying.
Which I think would
one
be
of
good.
them be Paranorman, so I don't shit myself.
No, we're gonna do like Alien, and then
I've never seen Alien. I would actually love to see that.
I do want to go see the new one, Romulus.
I've heard it's
quite good
decent.
things.
I've heard it's decent.
Yeah, we watched Alien for Oxford Comic Cafe, another group I'm in, for quite some time ago. Remember we watched that for a Halloween episode. Good movie. Holds up.
Mm-hmm.
I heard Borderlands is a pretty good movie.
Fuck off. Joey wanted to go see that, and I'm like, I mean, maybe, but also no.
It fell through, and I was like, I'll watch it where I don't give anyone money.
Are they giving you free tickets?
I was gonna say,
Even then, it's not worth it.
I don't want to pay money for that. Like, I'm good.
I mean, Tom, if you dry and I'm blitzed, it might be good.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. All right, well, let's get out of here, and you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you all around in 2 weeks for James Bond's The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah. Joey, can you splice in to this movie just one scene, the dinner scene from Mrs. Doubtfire where Pierce Brosnan is there, and we just have to guess when that is?
I'm down.
Wait, what? What is the context for this edit?
Pierce Brosnan, and then Pierce Brosnan with Robin Williams.
Oh,
and
cut
then
it
just
into
do
the film.
Yeah, cut it into the film.
Gotcha.
Into the episode. Just the film.
Like
and then
I recently cut out 3 minutes from Goodfellas from the other guys. Like, what the fuck is that?
I gotta edit on the side.
Just have him like having a one of those Bond sultry conversations with Denise Richards, and then transition over to Robin Williams with the face mask.
What is this podcast?
I'm here to ruin it.
All right. Well, everyone, if you like this kind of thing, be sure to like, subscribe, help the algorithm, I guess, if you like this stuff. And we'll see you next week to give our thoughts on our first of this run, first James Bond film for us. So, see you in a couple
comment
weeks.
about how stupid I am, please.